Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. Are you guys having a good Sunday? Are you getting refreshed, renewed, relaxed, and rejuvenated for the week ahead? I am. Sundays are my all-time favorite days of the week. I love Sundays. I've loved Sundays ever since I was a kid. I love them to kind of like get prepared for the week and, you know, relax and all that kind of stuff. So, speaking of Sundays, I'd actually planned on coming home. So we just got home probably like 5 or 10 minutes ago from Brunch. My plan was to film a couple videos and then do my vlog, because Alex was like, he's just going to go upstairs and watch Suits. For those of you that are watching Suits, somebody, oh, do I not have my phone here? Oh, I left my phone in the kitchen. We'll have to get it here in a second. But anyway, somebody commented on my Peter Watches TV Instagram and said that they're watching Suits because I keep on mentioning that Alex is watching Suits. So whoever you are, I read your comment to Alex today. And so I said, well, what season of Suits are you on? And he's on the 8th season, and then he has the final 9th season to watch. Somebody had mentioned to me as well, they said something about what, they asked me what Alex thought about like the change in the cast when like Meghan Markle leaves the cast and all that kind of stuff. So we were talking about that today at Brunch. She was explaining it all to me and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was going to come back and I was going to film a couple videos. Not a lot. I was going to do like a drama video and like a review video. And then I was going to do my vlog. And then I was just going to like read and watch some shows for the rest of the day, take a long nap, and just relax. Tomorrow I have a hair appointment at noon, which means I need to leave here no later than 11:15 in an Uber. So I have to call the Uber at like 11 o'clock, which means I have to get up between 9:30 and 10. So I can't stay up super, super late tonight. So yeah, so my plans for tonight are just to read and watch some shows. I have a book show and tell that I want to do for you guys over here. I finished a book last night. I read for like 3.5 hours last night. So I want to show you guys some books, some new books that I got. I'm real excited about it. But anyway, I woke up today and, well, I woke up like every hour on the hour. This has not happened to me in a very long time. You know, like recently I've talked about how I fall asleep pretty quickly when I go to bed. Last night, I actually had 2 cups of coffee while I was watching, so I finished Adolescence last night. I had 1 cup of coffee while I was reading, and then I had 1 cup of coffee while I was watching I was halfway through the 3rd episode. I thought I was just on at the beginning of the 3rd episode. So Adolescence is a new show on Netflix. It's 4 episodes. So I was halfway through the 3rd episode. So when I started it, I had the rest of the 3rd episode and then the 4th episode to watch. But I'll tell you guys what I thought about that in a second. And I had another cup of coffee. And I thought, I am going to have a hard time falling asleep tonight, you know? And I didn't, like, at all. I fell asleep, like, right away. Actually, like, finishing, I was, like, getting really, really tired. And so I fell asleep right away. But then I woke up, like, every hour on the hour. And then when I woke up to go to brunch, I woke up, like, probably like 20 minutes before I got out of bed, and the anxiety, I felt like anxiety kicking through me. It's been a while since I felt like this. I mean, I feel it a little bit like every morning when I get up, but it passes pretty quickly. But today, for some reason, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was watching that show. That show is like, if you've watched the show, like the last episode is mostly about the parents and it's so painful to watch. I don't know if it's reading all this post-apocalyptic stuff. I have no clue what's going on. I don't know if it has nothing to do with that. Maybe I was just really relaxed when I slept last night. But I woke up today and I just really couldn't shake it. I just couldn't shake it. And so I like rolled over and Alex was like watching videos or something on his phone. And he was like, good morning. And I was like, good morning. I was like, I'm just going to lay here for a little bit longer. I said, I'm feeling really anxious today. And so he's kind of held my hand for a second. I just couldn't kind of get out of it. And then I finally got up and brushed my teeth and washed my face. And so I always like wash my face with like the Tatcha rice cream or Dream. And then I do the eye treatments that I do. And then, so the treatments that so here's my morning routine. I brush my teeth. I do mouthwash. I either trim my beard or shave, or I don't do, like on Sundays, I don't usually do any of that. And then sometimes I do all of it, but I usually don't. I usually use this. I just actually saw there was it wasn't this product, but it was another product that they did a recall on because of dangerous ingredients. The La Roche-Posay, do you guys know what I'm talking about? I just saw something about that online. I didn't even look deeper into it, but I saw that, you know what, I should actually look this up while I'm talking about this because people are probably interested in this. Did you guys see about this? La Roche-Posay, maybe it wasn't a recall? I don't know what it was, but they were saying something about it being linked to, oh, here it is, March 11th. A recall small number of acne products for, and then I have to go in the article. La Roche-Posay just recalled this popular acne treatment. Their popular Effect Clear Dual Action Acne Treatment. So they just recalled that. You guys can look it all up. But anyway, the spray is the one that I really love. Let me see what it's called. I don't know what it's called. Oh, here it is. The Thermal Spring Water Face Mist. So I spray that on, and then I let it sit for a couple minutes. It's kind of like a primer. And then I usually just I use the, what's the brand? I can't think of what it's called. It's not, oh, the Alpen Under Eye Cream. And then I use like the Hims face lotion all over my face, which is like my favorite face lotion for men. I mean, I'm sure the women use it too, but all I know is my experience. But anyway, but today I actually, I use the Oars, the little stick. I use that sometimes too. So it's like a roll-on stick underneath my eye, and then I weight it, and then I put the stuff on underneath my eyes, and then I put the lotion on after that. And I was standing there in the bathroom, and I was like, so it's so crazy. I mean, all these months later, I still do this. I hold my hand up, and I'm like, it feels like I'm shaking like that. I mean, literally when I woke up, I felt like I was shaking like that. Like my whole body was shaking. It's so weird if you've experienced it, because if you know what I'm talking about, I've read online about internal tremors. They don't, the way that it's so weird because I was feeling it a little bit when we walked in, and now talking to you guys, it's kind of completely gone away, which is so weird that I just noticed. But I've read how people define internal tremors online, and for a while I kind of felt like it was like that, but the more that I read into it, I was like, the way they describe internal tremors is not how I feel. Because internal tremors, well, they describe it a different way. But anyway, from how I feel, it feels like I'm coming out of my skin, but it literally feels like the reason I hold my hand up is to check, because it feels like I'm shaking. It doesn't feel like it's internal. I don't know how to explain it. It literally feels like I'm shaking. It's almost kind of like a fake shaking. It feels like you're shaking, but it's not happening. So you're it's not real. What's going on with it? So I hold up my hand because I'm it feels like I'm shaking like this. Sometimes when I lay in the bed, when I'm first getting up, it feels like the bed is shaking because of me shaking in the bed. It's the weirdest thing. So like I said, there's every morning that I wake up, it happens for a couple minutes. But it passes pretty quickly. Today was the first day that it has, it's taken longer. I mean, in a while. I mean, it's happened like this before. But anyway, so when people want to ask about this, for those of you that, because I know that not everybody watches every vlog, I just went to the doctor. We talked about my anxiety. He said he feels like this is normal. He feels like this is me. It's going away, and that there's going to be sometimes that it peaks. I don't think I said this part in there, but sometimes that it comes up, it's a little worse, and then it's going to go down. He's like, but where I'm at now compared to where I was 3 months ago is much better. So he doesn't believe that it's generalized anxiety disorder. He still believes it's situational, and he's very hopeful that it's going to go away. And I got all my blood work back, and so there was nothing that would indicate that there's something going on with me that would indicate anything that has to do with the shakiness or the feelings of tremors. So anyway, I was standing in the bathroom, and I literally was I felt like I was just coming out of my skin. That's the only way I know how to explain it, is that you feel like you're coming out of your skin. And, it's interesting because a lot of people at first would say, and this is why it's weird that I just said, maybe it was the show, maybe it's, maybe it was me reading these post-apocalyptic books, because it almost kind of makes sense, that there has to be something that's setting it off. But from everybody that I've talked to that has situational anxiety or even generalized anxiety disorder will say that sometimes it happens when you're feeling the best, you're feeling the most relaxed, which is so, my doctors told me that, my therapist has told me that. Which is so strange, because last night, I mean, this morning, I honest to God felt like I was going to have a panic attack. I felt like that, like on that level. I mean, I didn't, but I felt like I was there. And last night, when I was like reading, there was a moment, like I stopped reading my books and I realized I hadn't done like my prayers and meditation. So I like went outside. I like to do my prayers outside because I just feel like I'm like in nature and I look up at the stars and stuff like that when I talk to God. So I went outside and I did my prayers and meditations. I don't know what time it was, probably 2. And I just kind of like walk out into the yard and I look up at the sky and stuff like that. And I felt like in that, I like even like said this in my prayers. I said, thank you like for this calm and peace and serenity. I felt so serene. I was enjoying reading so much last night. Even the show that this adolescent show that I watched, that was like, I mean, it is a hard watch. And I'm not even a parent, you know? If you're a parent, it's a definitely hard watch. I would definitely give warnings for parents to watch this. It's emotional. And I knew that going into it because so many people had direct messaged me about it. It's interesting, I posted it on my Peter Watches TV Instagram, and I literally today I woke up to like 30 DMs of people saying that they had watched it and like, you know, how they felt about it and things like that. But anyway, I felt very calm last night. So it's weird that like out of the blue, I felt like this. I don't know. I have no idea what it's from. Maybe it's not from anything, you know? That seems to be kind of it's just, you know, a physical response. Or not a physical response. It's just a physical thing that happens and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know. But anyway, so got up, pulled it together. I had done a bunch of wash last night, so I had this hoodie wash and my jeans, and I had them laid out next to the bed, like school for the morning, so I was all ready to go to brunch today, and so did my whole, like, you know, facial routine and everything like that, and then I was, like, I wanted to get up early enough to take a shower, but I just kept on laying in bed, so my hair looks like, well, oh my God, look, it's Darlene Jolene Joe. Look how, she's gotten so big. Darlene, you have grown up. The last time I saw you, honey, you were just a little girl. Do you remember Darlene Jolene Joe? If you watch my videos back in the day, I always had this hair that stuck out. I called her Darlene Jolene Joe. But anyway, I don't know how I remember her name. And then I wore my favorite Birkenstock clogs and my least comfortable ones, the leather ones. I love these ones the most. They're better if you wear socks in them, but the thing is, you kind of have to like, I mean, I've had these now for several years, but you still kind of have to like, your toes have to kind of work it a little bit, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, and then I have coffee right here. Coconut cream. Oh, we didn't do the time and temperature check or anything. So it is currently, before we get into brunch, let's do all that. It is currently 3:38 p.m. And let's look up the weather. Indianapolis weather. It's cold outside. I was coming back and I was like laughing, talking to Alex. I said, it's so cold outside. I said, like, I want to sit downstairs and do my vlog. He's like, that's fine, I'll go upstairs. And I said, because it's so cold outside. He goes, it is cold outside. I go, and windy. He goes, yeah, it's really windy. I go, and there's like a foot of snow outside. He goes, no, there's not. I just started laughing. I go, no, there's no snow outside. But I would like it if there were. So, I mean, not really. I'm kind of over winter at this point. You know, sometimes in March, we still get, sometimes even in April. I remember Easter's where it was like we'd have our coat on to do Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. So today it is 44. I think it's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow. Oh, it says right here, tomorrow. Oh, 47 for a high today. And it says rain. It's been raining off and on all day long today. I mean, it's a good day to stay inside and read and watch TV shows and stuff like that. And nap, which I plan on doing. Tomorrow, 55, full sunshine. Tuesday, is that snow? Why am I seeing snow? Snow. Oh, it does say rain and snow. How when it's a high of 54 degrees? Alex and I were just talking about whether or not I was going to go to the meeting with Tanya on Tuesday. Because on Sundays we kind of make our plans for the week. Why is it Tuesday? On here it's not, it says PM showers. It's not showing snow at all. A few showers developing later in the day. Tuesday night, cloudy with occasional. It doesn't say anything about snow in there. Well, Tanya doesn't love to drive in the rain, and she doesn't love to drive at night anyway, which is like if it's raining, and then she stops by and, what's going on with my, I think I need a new battery for this. Okay, there it goes. Which is why she stops by on the way home, and she has Eric drive. So she'll have Eric drive back to the house. But then she's always like, I want to sit back in the back and you boys, I'm like, no, Tanya, I want to sit in the back. And she's like, no, you sit in front because then you can tell Eric where to go. And he's like, T, I know where to go. I've taken Peter home 1,000,000 times. I'm like, Tanya, just sit in the So anyway, she's like, no, she's like, I want to be chauffeured around town. And then she'll always say, she goes, there's too much dog hair back here anyway. So anyway, but that's usually what we do if it's like raining on Tuesday nights. So she sometimes, like if it's raining a lot, she'll just say, but she did say the other night, she was like, are we going to the meeting on Tuesday? And I said, or, you know, we could just go out to, you know, dinner because we got a pedicure last week. And she's like, or we could go to a meeting and go out to dinner. And I said, or we could do that. And, so we're going to try maybe like a different meeting. And then I thought Alex so he has a meeting on Tuesday that goes until, he said 6:30, because I said I can take an Uber over to Tanya's if I need to. I need to talk to Tanya. Tuesday might not even work for her. So I was like, I can take a Uber over to Tanya's. He's like, well, I can come and pick you up and take you over there. I just need to know what time I need to leave this meeting. And then Monday night, he has dinner. Tomorrow night, I have a hair appointment at noon. So then when I come back from that, I'll be filming a bunch of videos. And then Tuesday. Then Wednesday is Cousin Fun Day. Caroline texted me and said that she can't pick me up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon because she scheduled a 12:30 Pilates appointment. Of which I responded and said, I'm glad to know that I'm more important than Pilates. And she put, ha ha, that little ha ha. She loves her Pilates. She loves it so much. And you know what she loves more than her Pilates? See, this is helping me. I'm feeling better already. I'll tell you what does not feel better, although it's interesting. So well, anyway, I'll tell you what she likes better than Pilates, because if I don't, then I'll forget that completely. Is apparently this, like, they have one of those water jugs there, and so she always fills her water bottle with the water from Pilates, because she'll always say they have the best water. I'm like, what makes it the best water? She's like, I don't know, it's like this tank they have there. I'm like a lot of places, you can get it for your kitchen, Caroline. She's like, I don't want to get one, but it's the best water. I'm like, okay. So anyway, what's interesting is that, I mean, I already, before all this stuff happened, I had social anxiety, you know, and I really struggled, like, going out and being in public places and whatever. It's weird because, like, going, like, somewhere where there's, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like walking into, like, oh, we'll just use today as an example. Walking into Patashu is kind of always hard for me. Like, just, it's walking into any situation. If there were, like, you know, if we were going, like, Caroline went to the Pacer game with her husband and her son and his girlfriend last night. If it was like walking into a Pacer game, like, where there's thousands of people, that wouldn't bother me. Like, I wouldn't have any social anxiety with that. Because I know that there's so many people, it's like in my head, there's so many people here, nobody's paying attention to me. But when I walk into a restaurant and there's like 6 tables or 8 tables, it's like all of a sudden I feel like when I walk in there, I don't know, it's like this thing I've had since I was a kid. I'm sure it stems from being bullied. I mean, I've done so much therapy and so much inventory on it, you know, and so many, like, trauma narratives, all this kind of stuff, that I know that that's where, like, you know, it probably stems from. But we always sit, like, on these tables. So when we go there, we sit at these tables on the side. When you go in, it's, like, to the side. We used to sit, like, in the main area. Once I sit down, I feel really comfortable. But we usually sit to the side now because our friend that works there, like, one of our good friends that works there, she usually serves that section. But today they put us in there because we always usually sit there now because of her. But she'd switched sections today, so she came over and talked to us. But you know what? It was like, usually when I go into situations like that, is kind of like it boosts the social anxiety up, or like the feelings of anxiety. I didn't feel it so much today. It was nice to be out. Like, we actually, like, we got there a little bit earlier than we usually do. We got done earlier, and I was sitting there at the end, and I don't know, it was just nice to kind of, like, be out and be around people. Like, you know, it's weird. It's like this fine line. I don't really know how to explain it, because unless you, like, whenever I say this, like, one person or 2 people out there will be like, I totally get what you're saying, and I feel so seen when I say that. But it's like this fine line from wanting to be completely left alone and not having to interact except for with one person at a time. I'm very good one-on-one. And there are days that I'm, like, great in groups of people, you know? It kind of depends on the day. But, like, just with Alex, or just with, you know, Caroline, or just with Tanya, like, I do great, you know? But there's a fine line to me between being, like, at home and being alone all the time, and craving and want to be around people, and then being around people, and then sometimes it's too much. Like, I don't even really know how to explain it. It's like, if, like, I'm at home, and let's say it's, you know, towards the end of Alex's work day or whatever, and I'm like, and it's like the third day, I'm like, I feel like I have been, like, especially with no dogs here, I'm like, you know, I feel like I've been home, and, oh, especially during the winter when I really wouldn't see my neighbors and stuff, and, like, nobody's texting me because everybody's got their own stuff going on during the day. I feel like I've been alone all day, you know, and this is like the third, like, I haven't really talked to anybody. It's one of the reasons why I kind of save my phone calls and stuff for the evening, because it's like I haven't really talked to anybody, haven't really interacted with anybody. I mean, hours go by, no texts, no phone calls or anything. It was a very lonely feeling, and sometimes I feel like, God, I just would like to be around people, or, this is very much feeling like a therapy session all of a sudden. I'd like to be around people or whatever. You know, there's a comfort in sitting on my front porch as my neighbors walk by, or, you know, as my, like, neighbor's gardening and, like, walk over. She'll be like, come over here, and I'll, like, go over there and talk to her for a little bit, or my other neighbors, you know, or going to the pool and seeing them. There's a comfort in that. There's a safety in that. Like, I'm not too far from, like, I'm still feel home. You know what I mean? But then there'll be days where I'm just like, I just want to, it's like when I go with Caroline. It's like I want to get out of here. But then, like, 2.5 hours in, I'm kind of ready to be home. It's like this fine line that I walk. I don't really know what it is. It's like, it's the craziest thing. So yeah, like, today would have been a day that I would, you know, have expected, like, to go into the restaurant and just be like completely, like, just overwhelmed. I didn't really feel like that. Like, especially once we sat down. We sat at one table, and the table was, like, so wobbly. Alex fixed it right away. But, so I said, can we sit one over? We were also way in the corner, so you couldn't see any of the restaurants or anything of the restaurant. And Alex was sitting with his back looking at the restaurant. So, like, I was sitting in the chair next to him, so I was kind of, like, looking at the table next to us and the wall. So I was like, can we move to the next table so I can see more of what's going on? So we moved to the next table over. There was, like, hardly anybody there. And, because I said to the woman that, like, sat us, like, we know her, too, like, we know everybody in there. And so she was like, yeah, she's like, move. So we moved all of our stuff over and whatever. And then Alex was like, he was like, can you see a little bit better, babe? And I was like, yeah. So, I don't know, I just felt real relaxed. And I was, on the way over there, I've been telling Alex about the Adolescence show, and then I was asking him about Suits. It just was really nice to get out for a little bit. So, yeah. I mean, the walks definitely help. Like, today, it's cold, and it's rainy outside, and it's windy, so it will not be a long walk. The walks have definitely helped. I mean, not just physically, not just with, like, losing weight, but, like, I think in helping me sleep and how I feel, you know? I do think that they're helping with the sleeping. I don't think that they're the number one answer. I don't know really what it is. I think with the onset of anxiety, I really looked at, I know that maybe they're not all directly related, but I really started looking at, where am I putting my energy? What am I focusing on that's negative in my life? I'm not talking about things that we have to worry about. I mean, there are always things that we have to worry about. I'm talking about things that we don't, that we give unwarranted attention to, negativity, chaos, toxicity in our lives. And I really, like, I've done a pretty good job, I would say, in the last 10 years of, like, removing a lot of that from my life. And also, I think the question you have to ask yourself on the flip side of that is removing it, but also asking yourself, are you contributing to that? Like, it's one thing to say, I've gotten rid of all toxicity in my life, and I, you know, like, gotten rid of all toxic people, but are you toxic? Like, that's one of the questions, you know, I really have had to ask myself, I would say, in the last 10 years. Like, in removing toxicity from my life, in what area do I add toxicity to people's lives or to my own life and things like that? So, you know, I've done a good job of that, but I think that, I don't know. I just think that in the last few months, I've really asked myself a lot, like, what am I focusing on that's negative, unwarranted, that's, and, you know, and that's toxic, or I just, like, removed that. I think that has a lot to do with my sleep. I think for a very long time, and I think that with Boo, like, I think I was at kind of like a baseline, and Boo, it just, like, peaked with him. I think I was living on this, like, ground of, like, fear and worry about a lot of things that I knew I couldn't control, and that I knew I couldn't change or stop. And I knew it wasn't going to help me to be react. You know what? I posted something on my my Instagram about a meme about being, or a quote about being reactionary. I knew that it wasn't helping me to be reactionary. That would be help me to be responsive to things, you know. Most of these things I'm talking about in my personal life, and it wasn't even really that much stuff compared to like 10 or 20 years ago. But, you know, there was all this of having to do that and then all the grief work too, that when 2025 came around, I was like, I'm really going to be very cautious about where I focus my energy. And I have. And I think that my attention and my energy, and I think that that has really, really, really helped me. And being very, very aware of, it's sometimes a moment by moment thing, honestly. But, you know, being very aware of where, and when I say where I'm putting my energy, what I mean by that is like, who I'm spending, you know, long time talking to on the phone, what I'm consuming as far as like, I ask myself like, are you in a space to read these post-apocalyptic books? You know, movies that I watch, shows that I watch. It's important for me to watch, like, I was talking to our friend today about, she was asking me about like a show and I said Ghost. And she was like, oh my God, so-and-so just recommended that to me. You know, like that's a lightheartedness that it brings me. It's a good balance of all of it, you know, listening to books, listening to, you know, like music and things like that. I think that's all part of the self-care, is like really asking myself, what am I taking in, you know? And so that's what I'm talking about as far as where I'm putting my energy. What am I worrying about? Am I worrying, putting fear and worry into things that I can't control, that I don't have any control over? What's the point in worrying about it, you know? And it's a lot of that kind of stuff. And so I've had to be very conscious about some of that stuff. But anyway, so we went to brunch. Before I get into brunch, I keep on pausing the brunch. I want to open this, or I want to start this, light this candle. This is the only other one from this brand. She must have sent them to me, or somebody must have bought them and sent them to me, because remember I looked them up. And this one is Butterscotch Tort. Butterscotch Toddy. Okay. Butterscotch, I can't tell. Is it opening? But I really, really like the coffee one of these. Ooh, it smells like a butterscotch candy. And I went through 2 of the small Poorhouse candles last night. I'm done with 2 more of them, so I was like, okay, we're gonna open this one. I am so far down on candles, you guys. It's like, I cannot believe I've gone through so many candles. Did I tell you about the candle that I found from when my Aunt Kathy passed away? Speaking of candles expiring. So I found this candle in this bag of stuff that, like, right before, like, Caroline did, like, she did, like, an estate sale at my aunt's house after my aunt passed away. Before, like, well, my uncle was already living with Caroline, but before she, like, sold the condo and stuff, or they sold the condo and stuff like that. And so Caroline was like, just take whatever you want. And so she was like, this is the stuff I don't want. If you want anything else, take it. And so there was this candle that I took of my aunt's. I don't even know why I took it. I think it was just like sitting out in the kitchen or something like that. And it's this metal tin. I didn't even know what the brand was until I looked on the bottom of it and it said it's a Yankee candle. It's like this big metal tin candle. It's like that, like high. It's like 2 wicks. And I think it's like pink grapefruit. It smells like pink grapefruit. It smells delicious, you guys. I mean, it is probably one of the best candles I've ever had. It's so bright. I had it over there that when I was watching shows, it lit up this whole room, so I moved it into the kitchen and to the end of the island. So I want to look this up because I have never seen these candles before, but my aunt passed away years ago. So Yankee candle, metal, tin, 2 wick. Let's see if it pulls up. Grapefruit. Should we put all that in? There's no way it'll have all that. No, I don't even see these. It's not even showing these candles. I should show it to you guys. I know if I show it to you guys, it'll be like, maybe it's not. Maybe that's not the one that I looked at. Yankee low candle. I don't know what you would call it. Well, this is kind of what it is. It says 5 wick though. They're not 5 wick candles. Where am I on time? Now I'm like, maybe it's not a Yankee candle, but I'm almost positive that it is. So anyway, it was at my Aunt Kathy's house. Where am I at on time? Maybe I'll just stop this and then I'll go get it and then I'll remember. Let me go do that because this is going to stop here in about 15 seconds anyway. So I will be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. So here's the candle. And I'm almost positive, I know it doesn't look like a Yankee candle. So when I pulled it out of the garage, it had a wood top to it, but it had already been burned. This is like 3 days of burning, but it had already been like lit like once or twice. Maybe I took it, maybe I gave it to my aunt and that's why I took it. I don't remember honestly because it's been so long. I think this is the one that was a Yankee candle though. Okay. Oh, it is a Yankee candle. Yankee candle, ocean hibiscus. Have you ever seen a Yankee candle like this before? I know some of you out there that are like, why is my like throat doing that? I took my allergy medicine and everything. Yankee candle, what did I say it was? Ocean hibiscus. Some of you guys out there that are hibiscus candle aficionados. Oh, here it is. You can get it on eBay for $13.99. I've never seen this candle before. You can get, it's all over eBay. Poshmark for $17. Oh, it's an outdoor candle. Well, I guess I should probably wait and save that for outdoor. Maybe I didn't get this from my aunt's house. Maybe I bought this. Did I buy this somewhere? And it just fell into a different bag? But I already lit it once. It says it's an outdoor candle collection. Did I buy this? I know somebody will remember it and they'll be like, Peter, you bought that. You showed it in the hall 3 years ago when you were going to put it on the back patio. I bet I did. I would have sworn. Then there's another candle that I took off my Aunt Kathy's kitchen counter and brought. I would have sworn this was it. This is so weird. Now I don't know. It didn't, I mean, it was... Yankee Candle Outdoor Candle Collection, Ocean Hibiscus. Okay, well now we know not to burn it inside, so that's a good thing I even looked this up. Oh look, what comes up. On my eBay, all these Stevie Nicks t-shirts I was looking at. Inspired by your recent views. Okay, so I guess they're outdoor candles. Now I'm kind of feeling like you can get 2 of them for $32. I feel like I might have bought them. I feel like I might have bought them. Here's another one. I wonder what year they came out. I feel like I might have bought them with Tanya at like Meyer like years ago. This one is sparkling lemongrass. That smells good, doesn't it? Well, now I have an outdoor candle. I found other outdoor candles. It doesn't say what year it came out. I don't know why I'm looking this up. I already know I bought this with Tanya and this is not the aunt's candle. The aunt's candle. My aunt candle. Yeah, it came out in 2022. So I would have bought it with Tanya. Okay, well, we know not to burn this inside from now on. So that was a lesson learned today. What did I start telling that? Oh, but this one. These are strong. I don't think she makes these candles anymore. Is this the Gypsy Soul candles or whatever they're called? Hold on a second. Isn't that what they're called? Something like that? I really like this. The coffee one I have in the kitchen. Yeah, Gypsy Soul candles. She must have sent them to me. I really, really like it. The coffee one is so good. Oh, here they are. I had it when I pulled it in. I was like, oh, I already looked at it. Okay. Shop resin. Okay. You can buy all kinds of stuff. She only has 4 candles on here, though. Sea Legs, Preppy Hippie, Port Side, Valentine line. A candle. Memorial candle. There's like a spray on here. These candles are really good for like handcrafted in Springfield, Missouri. Does she not have more candles in this? Well, she must have sent these to me. I don't know. Anyway, they're fantastic. These candles are so good. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, these are all the candles. Okay, so she's got... What did I say this one's called? I don't see it on here. This must be all the ones that are available right now. Maybe this is more of a fall scent and coffee's more of a fall scent. I don't know. The collection. Shop resin, pendants, boards, and clocks. What's this? Charcuterie board, pendants, clocks. Girl, I think you should go with the candles, because the candles, I mean, this is the hot throw and the cold throw. I mean, the hot throw is strong. This candle is, I mean, this smells like straight up like a butterscotch candy, and I do not mind it. So anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about brunch. Was I talking about brunch? I don't even know. So yeah, brunch. Okay, so at brunch, I had coffee, coconut cream. Did I say that already? And then Alex had a Coke, and then he brought home a Coke. On ice, he loves the ice there. Or is it Caroline? Caroline loves the ice there, the little crushed ice. Somebody just texted me. I don't know who it was. Nikki. What did she say? It's a long text message. I'll text her back after we get off here. And then I had, did I ever talk about this? I had the Fat Rabbit with, on everything bagel, not toasted, with, it has like this pesto sauce on it, but okay, and it also comes with this ricotta cream cheese or whatever, but my friend told me to sub it for the herb cream cheese. So I did that, and then I also get extra onions, red onions on it, and I also get extra chips. Well, sometimes I got extra chips. Today I did because I was really, really hungry because I didn't really eat a lot last night. So when it came, she brought like a little ramekin of the cream cheese out. She was like, it doesn't look like it has a lot on the sandwich, so I brought you some extra. And so it didn't really have much cream cheese on it. So I spread some cream cheese. It's a big sandwich. I mean, the sandwich is like this big. If you guys haven't, have you seen it before? I have one. I have the rest of it in the refrigerator because I only ate half of it. So it has like spinach and cucumbers and onions. I get lots of onions on it. It's a vegan sandwich. So I put the cream cheese on it, but then I had this like ramekin full. It's like this little ramekin full of it, you know? And so I sat there and I was like dipping the cream cheese in dipping the chips in the cream cheese. They're like these like good chips. These like really great. They remind me of kind of like Chicago deli chips. Like back in the day when I would go to Chicago with my dad, we'd go to deli. What was that one deli in Chicago that we would go to? The famous deli in Chicago. I want to look it up now. But anyway, that my dad would always go to, that they went to when I was born in Chicago. But anyway, and so then at the end I was like, do you guys have like another little like plastic ramekin that I could take this cream cheese home? And she's like, oh, absolutely. I said, I used it for the sandwich. And she goes, but you were dipping the chips in it, weren't you? And I go, oh my God, it was so good. She's like, I love it. So anyway, famous old, would you call it a diner? Not a diner. What was it? What'd you call it? Old, it's where they had a Reuben. Famous for Reuben sandwiches. I don't know how I remember that. Sandwiches, Chicago. I bet somebody out there is yelling at the screen right now. If I see it, Chicago Diner, 11 City Diner, Manny's Cafeteria and Delicatessen. That's not it. What sandwich is Chicago famous for? The Italian beef sandwich. Okay. I should just text my dad. God, what was that place? Oh, Burghoff's. Here it is, the Burghoff. Right here, that's what it was called. Is it still around? How do you spell it? This is on the 6th best spot for Reubens in Chicago. The Burghoff. B-E-R-G-H-O-F-F. Is it still there? We used to go there every time we would go to Chicago. My dad loved it. He said he would eat there during his lunches when he was working at... Oh, here it is. The Burghoff, downtown Chicago's historic German restaurant. My dad said he would eat there. They would eat there for lunch when he was doing his residency. So my dad did his medical residency at Northwestern University, which is in Evanston. But he did his, like, the hospital he worked with was Cook County Hospital, which was downtown Chicago. I was actually born at Passivant, which I don't believe exists anymore. I think Passivant now is Northwestern Hospital, which is really interesting because in this one book, well, I'll show you one of them that I just read. God, this candle is so good. This candle is so good. You know what I should look and see? Because she doesn't have it anymore. I should just reach out to her and see if she has any of those or why she doesn't make that. I'm going to do that. Gypsy. Soul. What's this? Butterscotch. Candles. Not even showing them on here at all. It's showing like 3 that are not that brand. God, these candles are so good. Well, there's all kinds of boozy butterscotch. It says smoked butterscotch. Who knew I'd like a butterscotch candle? Now, okay, I'm gonna leave this up because I'm real into the butterscotch candles now. List below your favorite scents of candles. I don't care what time of year, okay, unless it's Christmas. What is over there? There's something on my camera that looks like I have a beauty mark right here, like Marilyn Monroe. List to me your favorite, because I'm going to buy some candles, because I'm almost out of candles. So list to me your favorite scents of candles, although I would prefer that they were not, I don't want to touch the screen. If I touch the screen, then it's going to, but there's like a black mark like right here, and it's like, I can tell it's dust. Your favorite scents of candles. I don't care if they're fall. I can do fall, but they cannot be Christmas. Like, you know, like Christmas scents, like pine tree, stuff like that. We'll wait till Christmas to do that. Your favorite, and I don't love fruity scents. I will say that. So anything summer, like ocean, whatever, but I need like the candle brand name and like where I can get it. Like, if you guys have any suggestions for candles. So anyway, oh, this was the place. I'm all over the place again, aren't I, today? Okay, the Burghoff. How did I remember that? The restaurants that my parents took me to when I was growing up. Okay, so the Burghoff. Why do I know that it has so it says right here, the Burghoff is a rarity in America's restaurant history. 100% family owned and family operated for more than 125 years. The Burghoffs are not the only family associated with this. I don't know anything about this restaurant, but anyway, right here they show you a picture of a Reuben. My mom used to love a Reuben. So there's a restaurant in Indianapolis. Here, I'll look this restaurant up for you now too, okay? And it is called Shapiro's. And it was around, I believe, when my mom was in high school. It's been around forever. And it's a deli. And they have like 3 locations. The original location, I believe, was on Illinois. It says 808 South Meridian. That's the downtown. No, that's the original one. Okay, but they have a Reuben there. My mom loved, this is different location. Oh, it has locations. Let's look and see where the locations are that it lists. Downtown Indianapolis Airport. Oh, there's only 2? Oh, there used to be one in Carmel. There used to, I think I knew that one closed. There used to be one, the original one, that was off Illinois Street. Oh, no. That's Illinois Street Food Emporium. Okay, so I'm almost positive if I look on Shapiro's and they do not have a Reuben, I will die. Because my mom would say, they're showing the Reuben right here? No. Cake. Carrot cake. My mom loved a Reuben from Shapiro's. Oh, this is the first thing they show. It's a Reuben with a pickle in the middle of it. Corned beef, they call it corned beef sandwich. Pastrami sandwich. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, oh, here it is. No, it was the first one was a corned beef sandwich. The fourth one down, they have the New York Reuben. And then they have a Reuben with sauerkraut. My mom loved sauerkraut. A lot of meat, though. Don't see any vegetarian sandwiches on this menu, or do I? Chopped liver sandwich? No, I'm good. That's something my dad would eat. Oh, my dad, okay. Some of my dad's favorite stuff was like stuff that I never had heard of it until we would like go visit my grandma, and then every once in a while, like my dad would have it. And he would always say, which I don't know if I believe this is true or not, but he would say, I loved that stuff because like we were real poor when we were growing up. And he was like, that was kind of stuff like, it was like what people that were poor could like eat a lot of. But one of them, and I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he would always say. My dad loves to this day ham salad. Ham salad, he absolutely loves ham salad, like pink ham salad from the deli with like pretzels. He loves to just like eat it in pretzels. Braunschweiger. Do you guys know what Braunschweiger is? Oh my god, it kind of looks like bologna, but then it like kind of falls apart. It's like, what my dad would call it, he would call it poor people's pate, is what he would call it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. I don't even know how you spell it. Oh, here it is. Food. Braunschweiger is a German-style liver sausage, often described as a smooth, spreadable, and rich flavored food, typically made from pork liver. It's disgusting. Oh my god, and I can smell it as I'm talking about it. And then my dad loved Kipper snacks, but I know you don't spell it K-I-P-P, you spell it's like K-I-P. Because my dad, oh no, I guess you do spell it that way. Okay, so Kipper snacks are whole herring that have been butterfly sliced from head to tail, and they come in like the cans. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like fish in the can? Okay, my dad loved those on saltines. Sometimes salted, sometimes pickled. Ours are naturally smoked instead for a smooth and wildly smoky taste. They're also loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. Oh my god, they're so gross. King Oscar's Kipper snacks. I can see them in here. And then my dad also loved raw hot dogs. We would do, like, when I was like, we would go to the boat in the summer and stuff like that. We would always eat like raw hot dogs. And he loves the long pretzels. Those things aren't gross. But God, what's something else that my dad... A lot of those kind of like spreads and stuff like he grew up on. You know what is really weird is... I don't know what the brand is. But Alex, on his arepas, he loves this ham salad that comes in this little can. Are you listening to me right now? And whenever his mom like brings it out special for him, and it looks like cat food. And whenever like we go over there, she brings it out just for him. He loves it. I always go mew mew because it reminds me of the cat. Ham salad, small cans. What's it called? If I see it, oh, it says deviled ham. This is exactly what it is right here. Underwood deviled. No, that's not it. It's not ham. It's ham salad. Why did I think that's what it was? Maybe that is it. No. It's these little cans. That has to be it. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Maybe? It looks like it says deviled ham. Yeah, I think that's what it is, a deviled ham. Does it come in like really small cans? I'll tell you what else that he loves. I got for him a couple years ago. It's the Venezuelan chocolate bars. I got him a whole... Well, they're like chocolate wafers. I got him a whole, they're called like chocolate or something like that. I got him a whole box of like 30 of them. I would be like, can I have one of them? He'd be like, no. Because he would be like, that's what my grandma would get us, like when we would go visit her. And so like, when she would come from Venezuela before she lived here, and she would bring us each like 6 of them. So one year for Christmas, I got him a whole box. You can get them online, like a box of them. And they were expensive. And they were like $60 for like 30 of them or something like that. And I was like, so I would go in there. He had them in the closet, like in the back. I'd be like, can I have one? He'd be like, no, those are the chocolates that my grandma gave me. Cocosettes, that's what they're called. Here you can, let's see where you can get. You can get a Venezuelan variety pack of candy. He loves those so much. Cocosette. Let's see how much a box of them was. Oh, here's the box right here. Pack of 50. Oh, I guess they're not too expensive. They were $25 for a pack of 50. I feel like they were more expensive when I bought them. I feel like I bought them through like a Venezuelan store, but I could be wrong. Oh, here they're $49. That's a pack of 48. $49.50. There was this Venezuelan restaurant in Miami that Alex, we both love. It's called Doji's. And at the front counter, so they have all these pictures of everything from Venezuela, and there's like this small little diner. It's really cute. And at the counter, they have all this Venezuelan candy. And I remember when we first went in there, you know, that, I mean, Alex hasn't been back to Venezuela since he was 12. So when we first went in there, they had, no. I think like the first 2 years, they went, maybe the first 4 years, they went back and forth a couple times. Anyway, so when we first walked in there, like, or when the first time we went in there and we paid, you pay at the counter, he like walked up there, and it was like, it would be like for me, if like I hadn't seen like, I mean, like all the candy that I like grew up as a kid, that, you know, like the Necco candy and like the, you know, all like the little things you like lick, the drops, you know, candy, whatever dots you lick off the paper. I mean, you know what I mean? But like candy that you absolutely, I'm like trying to think of a candy that I loved as a kid. Well, most of the candy that like Kit Kats I loved as a kid. The 100 grand, those, I love those bars. It'd be like if I saw something like that, I'd be like, oh my God, I haven't had one of these in forever. So anyway, okay, so, did I even get done with my brunch? Okay, so I had coffee, and there were actually still quite a few tables when we left that were in there. I had coffee, and then I had the fat rabbit, brought half of it home. Alex had a bowl of the turkey chili. He asked today when it's going to be out, and she said she thinks 3 more weeks, so he's going to buy a big tub of it when it's going out, and so he can freeze it. And then he had the Cuban, and he ate just a little bit of the Cuban, and then he brought the rest of it home. I brought the rest of my fat rabbit home. And then I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? He's like, I just want to watch Suits, which I was like, okay, I'm totally fine with, because I would like to read this afternoon. I got to really get some reading done, and I would like to watch my shows this evening. I still have 2 episodes of Found to get caught up on, and I want to take a long nap, walk, but it's not going to be a long walk. So I want to get to some of the books from last night. We're going to do I'm going to do this on my BookTube channel, so I'm not going to get too long into this. But I sat down last night. I was like, I've got to read some of the stuff I haven't read for a while. So I finished last night Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, Where the Body Was. I actually ended up giving it 4 stars. It takes place in 1984. So it's very intricate. It kind of actually reminds me of, have you guys watched like Quentin Tarantino movies like Jackie Brown or Pulp Fiction, where it's like 5 stories and they kind of all converge together at the end? That's what this reminds me of. So it's about all these people that live in this neighborhood on Pelican Road in 1984. And I can't show you some of the pictures because some of the pictures are very mature. But anyway, and there's like, so in there's like this guy that's pretending to be a police officer because he has this, like, he's having an affair with this other guy's wife. And then there's like this boarding house where all these people live in. There's this girl that's escaped from treatment. There's this private investigator that's looking for her. There's like this kid that thinks that she's like Spider-Man and she's like the detective of the neighborhood. And you know that there's a murder going to happen, but you don't know how it's going to happen. So the whole book's about that. And at the very end, it was like, but who killed him? And so it like goes back to that. It's really, really good. It's very endearing. And it actually, so it's a standalone, because at the end of it, it flashes forward to like now and tells you like what's going on with those people today. And they're like in their 50s. So you get to find out what happens to all the main characters today. So I finished this last night. I actually gave it 4 stars. I did not love it. I will say, like, this is not a book that you can read. It's not for kids, 100%. But it's not a book that you can read like a little bit at a time. Like, you've got to just sit down and like bang through it if you're going to read it. But it's Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. They put out tons of graphic novels, and I think it's their newest one, Where the Body Is, and it's hardback. So I read that, and then I was like, okay, you know, yesterday I was talking about I got to get through Maximum Ride. So I sat down and I read like 60 pages of Maximum Ride last night. It's interesting because I totally remember exactly where I'm at in this book. Like I picked it up and I looked at the chapter behind me. If you guys don't know what this is about, so Maximum Ride is a series by James Patterson. It's about this girl named Maximum Ride, and she and these other kids that are part of like her group or her gang, they all were like in this place called the Institute, and they were like morphed kids that were morphed with like animal genes, and so they all have wings and superpowers and things like that. So they're like on the run, but they're trying to find this institute where they came from to find out more information about themselves, like where their parents are from and things like that. So now they're in New York City, and like when I started like reading it last night, I mean, it had been a while since I read it, and I was like, oh, I know exactly. They were like coming out of this one place I was like, oh, I like started reading like the last chapter just to remind myself was. So anyway, I now am on chapter 96, and I am on page 300, and I believe there's like 422 pages. I looked last night. Let me see. 422 pages. So I have 122 pages. So I am sure, last night, this was a quick read. I mean, like, I read probably like 60 pages in like a half an hour. Like, this was easy to read. So I don't know, I might finish this today. We'll see. Today or tomorrow. So I read that. And then, so here's the second book in the Life as We Know It series. You can see how far I am into it. I'm like, I've got, I didn't read that much of this last night because this was the last thing that I read. So I'm on page 198, and the book goes to 321. So I've got like 120 pages left of this too. You guys, this is so good. This is The Dead and the Gone, and this is the second book in the Life as We Know It series, which is called, I think, the Survivalist series. This whole series is unbelievable. It doesn't have a synopsis on here. I read it to you. What does it say? Read the books everyone's talking about. When an apocalyptic disaster strikes New York City, Alex Morales suddenly finds himself fighting to stay alive. And then the next one is called The World We Live In, and the last one's called The Shade of the Moon. So after this one, I have 2 more in the series to read. Okay, so I'm very much, as you can tell, into these post-apocalyptic books. I think we know that, right? Okay. So then thanks to Teresa and some other people, I am really, really into these Kyla Stone Edge of Collapse books. I don't know what the series is called. Edge of Collapse series. This is book 1. I've already read the prequel to this. Okay. So I got online, and the other night, when I ordered these, okay, originally from Thrift Books, I ordered that night, I got online, and I started looking at all these different, like, what do you call it? All these different post-apocalyptic series. Where did I find it? I think it's on her Goodreads. Hold on a second, let me look. It's on her Goodreads. She talks about, so I found this other author, okay, that I bought one of his books. I brought it with me. J.K. Frank's Catalyst. Okay, so on her Goodreads, is this her Goodreads? Why do I think it is? Yeah, it's on her Goodreads, but it's on her other series, which is called, I don't know, it's about this girl named Nuclear Dawn. I also bought the first 2 books of that, okay? And it's for a series that takes place like this. It's an End of the World series, but it takes place in Miami. And so in there, she says at the end of it, perfect for fans of Logan Keyes, Harley Tate, Bobby Akart, Jack Hunt, and Grace Hamilton. So I start looking these people up. Well, they all write books like this, okay? So I didn't realize how many books I ordered on Thrift Books. And like, for like the last 3 days, a big box has come every day. They're not expensive, you guys, at all. They're really not. So I'm like, this is going to be my summer of reading apocalyptic books. Okay, so this is the book 1 of the Edge of Collapse series. I'm assuming this is Hannah and this is Liam on it. So they're main characters. But Hannah has been like stuck in this like basement, and she's now like trying to run away from her captor that like had kidnapped her. Liam is the guy from the prequel that was in Chicago. And his like, he had to like get out of Chicago. So in 3 days, he's traveled like 240 miles. How is that even possible that he went 80 miles a day on foot? That's not even, no. I think he was driving at first because he said something about a Toyota Corolla. So I read a bunch of this last night. I'm on page 106. I'm like just wanting to, I mean, I could just sit here and, I mean, I literally read for like 3.5 hours last night, you guys. I was so into all of this. So this book is, I think it's like right at 300 pages. I looked, 302. So I'm like a third of the way through this. I'm loving this so much. Okay, so then, this one book series, I didn't even remember that I had ordered. Okay, so this one is called Catalyst, book 1 of the Catalyst series. These are all self-published, and I'm living for them. And this is Catalyst Downward Cycle by J.K. Franks, a novel of survival. Okay, there's literally, did you guys know there's literally like hundreds of series of these like out there, like these post-apocalyptic series? I think it's all I'm gonna read from now on. I'm so into it. Okay, so there he is. It's like a AI picture of him. This is how the world ends. Life is a remote, have I already read this to you guys, or was I reading it to a friend on the phone? Life in a remote oceanfront town begins to spiral downward after a massive solar flare causes a global blackout. Scott Montgomery discovers the truth. I'm like halfway down through the paragraph now. Not just about the extent of damage to the world's infrastructure, but also the drastic plans one shadowy group has for regaining control. A shocking, realistic look at how society copes when the world is thrust back to a time before electricity. And Scott and his new friends battle to save their town and themselves. That's what this is about. Okay, the next one is not post-apocalyptic. I was in this group on Facebook the same night that I was looking at all these books online, and I found they're called or did somebody recommend it to me? But I think I saw it online. Maybe somebody recommended, no. This is how it happened because, okay, somebody recommended it to me in the comment section. They said, I'm reading this series. And I was like, I think they did. And then, like, I looked it up. And then, like, I was like, no, I'm not going to get these because I got enough books right now, right? And then, like, an hour later, I was going through Facebook. And the book showed up for me. And I was like, oh, this is the algorithm. But then I was like, I'm going to get them anyway. Okay, well, what they are is they're called Beaver Island Mysteries. I think they're cozy mysteries. And so this is the first one. It's called Vitamin C. And it's by Maya Ross. One of you out there commented that you were reading it. Well, I originally bought it because I thought that But when I looked into it, I realized pretty quickly it wasn't about it. But it's called a Beaver Island Mystery. My mom's best friend, Diane, lived on Beaver Island, Michigan. So I thought, well, maybe this is about Beaver Island, Michigan. It's not about Beaver Island, Michigan. I don't think so. It doesn't say on here anything about it. What happens when the camera stopped while I was reading this. Okay, vitamin C. I bought the first 2 in the series. What happens when a retired British intelligence agent has to join forces with a nerdy Gen X couch potato? Freshly minted retiree Irma Abercrombie wasn't looking for drama when she invited Violet Blackheart, an engineer with a serious vitamin D deficiency, for a visit at her island home. But after an armed robbery in town goes terribly wrong, they got pulled into an island intrigue. Was it a simple snatch and grab, or are there any other forces at work? And if Irma is so retired, why is there a dead guy in her driveway? But anyway, there's like 8 books in the series. The books are like, they're easy to like get through. The chapters are short and the pages are short. So anyway, I'm really excited about this one. But I'm gonna save these for the summer, I think. So yeah, I have so many books. I am so loving being back into reading and stuff like that. So anyway, I mean, I'm loving it, but it's like every night I'm like closing out all these restaurants. But like every night I am, I'm spending so much time reading, you know, and then I have to also get my nap in that I'm hardly like, you know, I can't believe I'm still caught up on all my shows. Well, thank God that Matlock and Elsbeth weren't on this week. But the only show that I'm behind on is, oh, did you guys hear? So many people messaged me about it. Sister Wives is coming back on Easter. Did I say that yesterday? I probably did. But the only show that I'm behind on is Found. So my plan is to get caught up with that tonight. And then we have White Lotus and Atlanta. But I don't know if we'll watch those tonight or not. It just kind of depends. White Lotus probably, Atlanta probably not. So I'm looking at this candle now and I'm like, oh, this will go on our back. Because I'm trying to like get stuff, you know, for this patio, the back and the front, so that when spring's here, I just have all the stuff already. You know what I mean? And I can just put it out there. I'm really excited about it. So now I have a candle for the back. Anyway, and thank God it didn't make me sick while I was burning it inside. I don't think it's a citronella candle. It doesn't smell like a citronella candle. Anyway, I don't know. But anyway, I'm fine, so it's good. So yeah, so last night after I got done reading, I was like, I wanted to finish Adolescence. I pushed it, you guys, till like 4:30, I think is when I started it. I mean, I read literally, I don't know, 3:30 or 4:30. I can't remember how late it was. Oh, I was doing laundry too. So I did a lot of laundry, folded all that stuff, which was what I washed to wear today. And then I was like, okay, if you want to finish this Adolescent show, you've got to like, because I wanted to do a reaction. Oh, I was going to do a reaction to that today. That's what I was going to do. That was one of the videos. That, a review, and a drama video. So I was like, I'm going to finish this show. So I'm not going to get into it real deep about the show. But anyway, I was on the 3rd episode. I was like halfway through it. I thought I was at the beginning of it. So I just had half of the 3rd episode and the 4th episode. I feel like since I started talking about it, a lot of people have asked me like what it's about. So like they're like, is it a thriller? Is it not? I don't really know how to explain it. I'm going to do my best to explain it and not ruin anything for anybody. It's not kind of really a show that you could ruin, in all honesty. It's really more of a character study. So it's 4 episodes, it's a British show. It starts off with these 2 police officers that are outside this kid's house. And they go in with like a SWAT team, they take down the door, and they arrest him in his bedroom for a murder. He's accused of murder. You don't know anything about who he murdered, what murdered, you don't know how, you don't know anything about it till the end of the 1st episode. And then they just kind of like, the whole thing is told through other people. And it's also shot like, somebody messaged me and said they think the whole thing is done like in one shot, like each episode. I don't think it's, when I was watching the last episode, I don't think it's shot like it's just in one shot. If it is, somebody said another Stephen Graham movie, because Stephen Graham plays the dad in it. He's fantastic in it. But they talked about another Stephen Graham movie that was shot in one shot. I'm gonna look and see if it was shot in one shot. But it's kind of like this, like they'll follow him until they put him like in a holding cell, and then the guy that put him in the holding cell will like walk out, and they'll follow him until he goes to like the family room, and then he'll like talk to the dad and the mom, and like the dad will stand up, and then it'll follow the dad. It's like passing the baton. Somebody said it was filmed in one shot. Maybe it was, I don't know. Filmed in one, oh, it says one take, so I guess maybe it was. Breaks down how he filmed the series' distinctive one-take episodes. I guess they were one-take episodes. I don't know. I realized it was done differently, but it follows people around. So, like, the way I talked about, like, Pass the Baton thing was how it was Adolescence filmed in one take. All I know is that kid that played the main part, Jamie, like, when he sits down with a psychiatrist, that was, like, the first day he had ever filmed anything. I mean, it's, like, blown-out performance. When Netflix came on board Adolescence, the one-take series about a teenage boy accused of murdering a classmate, the streamer had to put a lot of trust in director of film. I don't know. This Stephen Graham, I've seen him in other things before, but I don't... One that plays the dad. Somebody was telling me about something else he had been in. Movies. I feel like I've seen him in something else, but I didn't... When I looked through his movies last night, I didn't. He was in Matilda. Oh, he was in Rocket Man. Does anybody know something that I would know him for being super famous? I mean, he's been in tons of stuff. I looked, he's a couple years younger than me. He's like 48. So, okay. Without ruin, I'm like looking through. He was in Snatch. God, that movie came out years ago. Remember that? Wasn't Madonna married to that guy that directed that or something like that? This movie Blow Dry with Josh Hartnett. Why do I feel like it came out in 2001? Do you remember that movie that was with... Who's the guy that, speaking of Madonna, that Madonna dated and then Annette Bening married? Warren Beatty. Is Annette Bening married to him? Why do I think that? Annette Bening. Husband. Warren Beatty. Yeah. Okay, what was the movie, Warren Beatty movie? They've been married forever. Oh my god, Warren Beatty is 87 years old. What's the movie where he was a hairstylist? My mom loved that movie. Shampoo. So, this is so weird. This movie, Blow Dry, which is with Josh Hartnett, I feel like was supposed to be like Shampoo for like... This is British-German. For some reason, I remember this. Plot. Shelley Allen operates a hairdressing shop in Keighley with her domestic partner, Sandra. Is it Josh Hartnett that's in it? Yeah. When Keighley is chosen to host a British hair... Why did I know that I've seen this movie? She asked her ex-husband Phil and her son Brian, who operated a barbershop, to join her and Sandra as a team to enter the competition. Oh, you know what? At that time, Heidi Klum is in that? If you're from Germany, every time I talk to somebody that's from Germany, they're always like, we don't like Heidi Klum here. Is that true? Anyway, I don't know anything about that, but this candle smells fantastic, I will tell you that. Why do I know? I feel like at that time there were all these movies that were coming out. That must have been like a big time for like hair shows, because I can remember that those movies came out about hair shows. My ex is a hairstylist, so we watched all those shows. How did I get talking about that? Oh, so the show Adolescence. It's 4 episodes. The first episode's about like the arrest. The second episode's about like his friends. The third the whole episode's like this psychiatric interview that he does. It's torturous to watch. And the fourth episode is really all about his parents and his sister. And it's interesting to me because people are like, well, did he do it? Did he not do it? Like, who did it? Like, I'm kind of surprised it's really a question to people. Like, they kind of answer that question in the first episode. It's really not, and to be honest with you, it's really not about that. I feel like somebody messaged me and they said, I feel like people are missing the point on this. The point is not about the thriller. Like, that's not the point at all. The point is really about, first of all, kids, adolescents today, and like how the world is so different. And it's also about, and like how online stuff really affects kids and things like that. And it's also about parents' guilt and feelings of responsibility towards their children's actions, of how they raise their kids. It's a huge part of the show. Tanya thought it was fantastically done. It's interesting because there was stuff in there that they talked about that I didn't really, know about. I mean, like, my job is online. I stay pretty up to date on current stuff, but there was some stuff that, I don't know. It's interesting because I can remember, I always talk about this book, but now that I'm in front of my computer, I want to look it up and see what it's called. When I was in graduate school, I took a class and we had to read this book called, I feel like it was called Fist, Knife, Gun book. I want to see if that's what it was called. Fist, Knife, Gun. And it was about how fighting and violence have changed through the years. A personal history of violence. Fist, stick, knife, gun. Okay, this book was so powerful. I remember we read this when I was in graduate school. Long before the avalanche of praise for his work from Oprah Winfrey, from President Bill Clinton, from President Barack Obama, long before he became known for his talk show appearances, members, project spots, and documentaries like Waiting for Superman, Jeffrey Canada was a small boy growing up scared on the mean streets of the South Bronx. His childhood was one where sidewalk boys learned the codes of the block and were ranked enough through the rituals of fist, stick, and knife. Then the streets changed and the stakes got even higher. If this is the book that I remember it to be, which it has to be because they're showing it all over the place, it was a book about, oh, the battery just went to the halfway mark, how, like, violence, rage, and anger haven't really changed over time. It's just that the weapons have changed. So, like, in the 50s and the 40s, where people would fight, like, with their fists, at the time that the book came out, which it says, this can't be it, it says 2010. That can't be the book. Because it's not, I was in graduate school in the late 90s. Fist, stick, knife, gun, publish date. Publication date. Come on, Peter. 1995. Yeah, that would be accurate. Okay, that is the book. So it's really about how, like, violence and anger and the feelings inside haven't really changed. It's the methods by which we exert those things. And so back in the day, like when kids would say, at 3 o'clock, I'll see you, you know, outside, and we're going to, like, punch each other out. That over time, like, I've talked about this before on here, actually, before looking it up, that in, like, in the 70s, you know, or the 60s and the 70s, it became like knives. In the 70s and the 80s and 90s and 2000s, the battery is flashing. Let me go change the battery and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Two things. First of all, I'm looking at all these butterscotch candles. I just know this candle is so good, you guys. I just know I'm gonna buy like 10 butterscotch candles because I'm so into it now. I'm gonna have the butterscotch candle melts. I'm gonna have all these butterscotch candles. Who knew? And now I want like a bag of the candies and stuff too. Okay, so anyway, the other thing is, I think I was gonna start the vlog talking about this because I was like putting the battery in the camera, so I think I meant to start talking about this when I first started. But do you guys know the battery that's like, it's like the shortest, it stopped at like almost 40 minutes yesterday. Do you guys remember that battery that's like really, really bad? Within 2 days in a row. And I was like, it must be the battery that was in my coat in the closet because maybe it's an old battery, I don't know, and that's why I ended up maybe I put it in the coat. You know what, I don't remember why I put it in that pocket. Maybe I put it in that pocket to get rid of because I knew it was the bad battery. You know, that could be it. Do you remember back in the day I could never figure out which one was the bad battery? Maybe I took it out and put it in my pocket because that was kind of a weird place to put it. Usually I put them like in my down pockets down here. So I put it in this pocket up here. Maybe I did that because in that UGG coat, that like purplish brown coat. Maybe I did that because then I would know to like get rid of it. But I didn't because I forgot that the battery was even in there. And then I thought I had found this new battery, but in actuality it was a bad battery. Okay, so last night, I put the battery on the kitchen counter, okay, in the office little area, which is like cabinets where it's right when you walk in there. It's where I keep my camera and I plug everything in, right? So I put the battery down and I plugged in or put in the charger there, and I have a charger over there, okay, in the kitchen. Well, then the electrician guy came yesterday. I think I forgot to talk about that. He was so nice, came and like fixed the upstairs, fixed our kitchen lights, everything, so everything's great. But anyway, and actually we had him like look at some other electrical stuff or redo stuff, and he quoted us that, so that was really cool. But anyway, so I was like moving all that stuff around the kitchen so that he had area to work because he was doing the light switch right next to it. So then when he left, I like looked down and Alex was like, what's wrong? I was like, in my head I'm thinking, now I don't know which, because I keep like a brown, like, do I have one over here? Where's my little, oh no, I don't have it out here anymore. So I keep in the, I bought these wood bowls, like these 2 wood bowls from Trader Joe's like a year ago with Caroline. They were like $3.99 each. Well, I keep them to like keep my batteries in the cabinet. I have like 2 of them. I don't know what I'm gonna use the other one for. So anyway, it's 2 of them, but they're cool. They're wooden little bowls like this big. So I had 2 batteries out and I was like, well, which one's the bad one and which one's the good one? Because now I don't remember. So I had to keep all of them. So I don't know which one was the bad battery. I know somebody that's not watching this vlog today will be like 3 days from now, I'll be like, this must be, they'll be like, I thought you got rid of that battery. So yeah, the electrician came yesterday, and like, he was super, super nice and got everything fixed, so that was good. And then, yeah. So the show, the Adolescence show, it was a lot. I was talking about this book. So the book is really about like how over time, like weapons changed that you would use in like personal fights, but like the anger and the rage and the violence inside of our heads really never changed, you know? That it stayed the same. I mean, not like on a personal level, but like over time, you know? And so like the way that high school kids would fight in the 50s, you know, with throwing punches, well now in the 2000s was guns. And so it was a completely, you know, it changed over time. And that's a lot of what the book talked about in 1995. So I don't know, it was a powerful book. I remember that. But, you know, I will say, if you've watched Adolescence, I think it's a really, really, well, first of all, I will say it is definitely not for kids. Okay? I mean, definitely not for kids. Number two, unless they're like older in high school and you sit there and watch it with them. Number two, I don't know that I would recommend it for like parents that have gone through traumatic issues with their kids. I was kind of surprised there weren't like trigger warnings and stuff on it. They don't really show anything ever. It's all just kind of like insinuated, but the 4th episode is so, so, so hard. I mean, it's so much about like the guilt of parents and what did they do wrong. And it's just, it's a powerful show. It's a really, really powerful show. I mean, I think it's going to be a show that's going to be talked about for a very long time. But then I saw online, people were like, is there a season 2? Like, did he do it? And I'm like, y'all are missing the point of the show. This is not what the show's about. Like, it's not like, I mean, it starts as a thriller. It feels very much like a thriller, but that's not what it's about at all. It very much kind of goes, you know, back to, like, do we know our children? Like, who are we raising today? Like, how are we part of that? And all this kind of stuff. I actually had somebody that reached out to me, and she said it was interesting because I'm going to say this in my reaction, but she reached out to me in a DM, and she said, she was from England, and so the show felt very, like, personal to her watching. I can't remember how she said it. But she said her son was, like, the same age as the kid in the show, and she never wanted him to leave because she didn't want something bad to happen to him. But she never realized until watching the show that he could be the something bad that happened to somebody else. Like, it was really, her message was so powerful to me. I was like, damn, that's really, really powerful. I don't know who you are, but I was trying to find your message because I was going to ask you if I could read it, like, the whole thing verbatim. And when I went back, I couldn't find her message, so I don't know, like, I'll have to go in there and look at it again. But anyway, it was still really powerful. She left me this whole message. It was super powerful. So yeah, so tonight I'm going to read, or today I'm going to read. What time is it right now? Is it even 5 o'clock yet? It's not even 5 o'clock yet. It's 4:45. So tonight I'm going to read. Alex will probably watch Suits. He is so into it. I said, what are you going to watch next? He's like, I'm in Suits right now. So he's going to watch Suits, and then I'm going to read. Tonight I will be reading this afternoon, Edge of Collapse by Kyla Stone. And then I will be reading, I'm going to really try to read as much of Maximum Ride as I can. As much as like, you know, it's interesting is that like, last night I was thinking about it because I started reading it right after I read the graphic novel. And I was like, if you were to stop right now, like what would you rate this book? Like the book is not, I mean, it's not super well written. None of the James Pattersons really are, but the character development I think is pretty good of the kids. I think it's a good thriller. I mean, it's aimed at like being a young adult novel, but I mean, it's about a group of kids that were like raised to be like half like animal. Well, they were, anyway, it's like genetic, you know, they're messing with genetics and things like that. I mean, adults, it's definitely for adults too. I mean, so it's a good thriller. It's a really good thriller. I would probably give it, if I stopped right now, 4 stars. I think the problem was, and I think this is the problem with a lot of the James Patterson ones, because I did this last time I did it was with the book Zoo, and I ended up hating the book. But I think if I had read it all the way through, and I know there was a series that came out about it, I was going to watch it, but then I saw that it got canceled after 1 season. If anybody watched it, and you thought that the 1 season was good and I should watch it, let me know. I think it's on Amazon Prime. But if if it's good and I can just watch the one season and not watch more, I will. So anyway, but the problem with that was I read it over like 3 months. And so, I mean, his books are not to be read like over 3 months. Like they're literally to sit down and like tear through them. When I was reading it last night, I got so into it. So if I read it and I don't stop, then I'll be real into it. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read Edge of Collapse tonight, try to get a bunch of that done. And then The Dead and the Gone. I'd like to be almost done with some of these books so I can go into the next ones. I'm like so happy as I'm sitting there, just like candles lit, the light around my neck. I love that light thing that I have. Yeah, I love it. The other books I'm gonna save until the summer. I can't have like 3. So this one is only 4 books, or I wouldn't have started the Kyla Stone one. So this one, when I finish this one, there's not gonna be any more. And then I think I'm gonna do just 1 series at a time. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. It depends, maybe 2. My Goodreads goal though, I'm actually doing really, really well. I think I'm on my Goodreads goal. So my goal is to read 3 books a month, or 10 books a month. And my goal is right now, let's see where I'm at. Goodreads takes so long to load. Have you ever noticed that? Every time I talk to somebody about it, they're like, oh my gosh, mine takes so long to load too. What's going on? It's not loading mine. What is this one? Butterscotch and marshmallow cream. Gypsy Soul 24 karat gold candle. What is going on with this? Why is it not loading my... Oh, there it is. I've read 27 books. So I have 28, 29, 30, the James Patterson audiobook, 31, and Tweak by Nick Sheff is 32. Which I haven't started yet, so we might have to put that over into April. We'll see. I don't think that many people are doing the recovery. Is anybody out there doing the recovery read along with me? Let me know. And if enough people say yes, then I will. I haven't even picked a book for April yet, so, because I haven't read Tweak yet. I haven't finished it. I'm going to read Tweak, but I may postpone that, and then maybe I should just do a book every, no, I want to do a book every month, read recovery books. When I told Tani the other day, because we both read Beautiful Boy, I was like, yeah, she's like, what are you going to listen to after you get on the James Patterson book? And I was like, Tweak. And she was like, I said, by his son, Nick Sheff wrote, she's like, oh my God, I've always wanted to read that. I was like, yeah, I said, you should read it with me. And she's like, well, I just started, I don't know, new Nora Roberts or something. She's all into all that. Anyway, okay, I'm going to get off here now and get this vlog up so that I can relax for the rest of the evening. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you are getting relaxed, rejuvenated, refreshed, and renewed for the week ahead. It's going to be a good week. We're going to have a great week. We're going to have peace and calm and serenity this week. We're going to have good times. And, yeah. Spring has started. So, you know, it's going to be nice weather. And I love you guys. I hope that you have a magically amazing Sunday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I hope that you have a fantastic beginning to your week. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.